space by Angelo's, right?
Yeah, this campaign, it's getting bigger and bigger, so we're keeping our office there right outside of downtown and adding an east side office right there by North Franklin and Davison, right there in the Angelo's building.
Right, and that's good. That's good. It's right there by Kessel's. What used to be Kessel's is now Kroger's, but we know it was Kessel's, right? So
you got to get into the neighborhoods. That's what this campaign is all about. I spend a lot of time out going door to door. I might be dressed in a suit, but it doesn't.
That's the job.
You got to look the part,
That's
and
right.
you got to get out, and you can't not knock doors and talk to people face to face.
Right. Unlike me, like when I talk on the internet and I'm talking out of my friend's studio and whatever, I can just show up any way I am,
Yeah, I tried it.
But you're actually going for a job.
And I tried to. Some people said, "Oh, it should be a little more casual." I went a couple weekends door to door with jeans and the shirt on, and people thought I was showing up to who knows what. So you put the shirt and tie on, and then people say, "Hey, I know something's going on right here."
You're either running for office or a Jehovah's Witness. You know what I mean? Right? That's one of them things. Man, John, I really don't like these headphones. They're sliding off my head and they're making me look bald. But anyway, second trip around.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
And you came close last time.
Yeah, we worked
real close.
worked
if I
real hard.
For you, you would have won.
Well, hey, we were gonna lie and say that it was easy, that it worked out better. I don't believe in any of that BS. We fought hard and we lost. We came up a half yard short on that last drive, and we got to go right up the middle this time. I've learned a lot. That was my first time as a candidate. Worked on all kinds of campaigns, but that was my first time out myself. And it's an experience.
Right, and you're out here. You're not like a green pup in the woods here, right? You came from the D.C. office, right?
That's right. I worked in that mayor's office, turning that city around. Those deficits were hundreds of millions, right? The federal government was running a financial manager to clean up D.C. when this mayor that I worked for, Tony Williams, got elected, and it was a lot of work.
Right. Let me ask you something, right? Just a little off the thing here, right? What would be the average day of a mayor of a medium-sized city like this? Because in a few years, look, you're younger than Don Williamson, right? So Don Williamson, I picture his day as he got up, he talked to a couple people, you know what I mean, had a coffee, went to the bathroom, you know what I mean, right? I mean, you're not going to be in there with your PS2 or nothing. You're kind of young, right? And guys coming in, running little leaflets, you're pointing.
Right, I'll be in there with the BlackBerry, right?
Yeah. Right? What's your daily life going to be like?
It's a long day. It starts early. We want to line up some prospective business owners who are looking to expand or relocate. I mean, those are the people who we want to get into Flint every day. So that's going to be one of my biggest challenges, of finding those people, getting them into this city. It can't just go out or make phone calls. You've got to get people into this community to really know what it's like. We know that being here, that it's a special place, but people have to show up. You've got to get past the headlines. So that's one part of the day. I've committed on this campaign to having weekly open door policy, so one day a week I will just be in the office and people can come in and talk to me directly. But what's going to change with me is you're not going to have to come to the mayor's office to get something solved at the city of Flint, because the other part of my day will be with the department heads and with the city employees. They're the ones who are actually doing the work.
Right.
And I'm not in this to play boss and to tell people, do this, do that. My job is to tell the people who are on the Flint State payroll, our bosses are out in this community.
Right.
And we're going to use the city service center, not just to pay bills and to deal with water issues. We're going to take all kinds of citizens' concerns and complaints in through those main lines, track that by ward, by neighborhood, assign it to city departments, and then I'll be spending my days with those officials in those departments saying, I see you're getting backed up in Ward 4. Right. You're getting backed up in Ward 1 or Ward 8. Right. What's the problem? Right. We need to fix it right here, because every week that goes by that we don't get this done, our list of trouble gets longer and longer.
Right.
So I will spend a lot of time with the department heads and with the City of Flint employees, making sure that they're reorganized to actually deliver these services. And then you get to do the fun stuff as mayor. Right. You get to go into the schools.
Right.
You get to recognize people who are doing great work in this community, our police officers, our community leaders. We're going to have those ribbon cuttings for those new developments. We'll pour new concrete in our neighborhood business centers. Right. That's the fun stuff. But the hard work is making sure that everybody who shows up, who's on a city payroll, is working a hard, long, effective day.
Right. Well,
that's not the way it works
been a
right
big
now.
thing with me. I've never been able to keep employees. I fire people. You know what I mean? Well, I don't anymore, but I used to fire people because I was a hard boss.
Have to.
Right?
Have
you have
to.
to be a hard boss. My thing is, right, and I brought this up a couple of years ago, right? Why not have everybody make a video of what they got to do in the morning, and then at the end of the day, say if they got it done, including, the top dog. I think Barack should do it. Hey, today I got to talk with you. And, at the end of the day, he comes back and says, I really couldn't talk to that Israeli guy today because these Canadian guys were on me. You know what I mean? But that's what I got done today. End of the day, good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Larry, you're right, because, look, the sun rises and the sun sets every day, whether somebody gets something done or not. That's time on the job is not the measure.
Right.
The measure is how many of those citizens and concerns in Ward 6 did you get checked off? What new grant did you submit to bring in some new funds to run a new program out of the Haskell Center that just got reopened?
Right.
And if those things didn't get done, this is not a show up and come to work.
You
this
got good
is
grant writers on
work.
your team?
I'm a grant writer myself. I mean, this is the work we did in the D.C. mayor's office. I've written hundreds of thousands of dollars of proposals that add up to millions of dollars that the federal government has funded. One specifically in Minnesota for the university's Center for Neighborhoods.
Okay.
We put together a $600,000 project so that those neighborhoods could have access to the data that was available in the state to know where to locate their new housing developments, how that connected with transportation networks. And it was funded by the Federal Department of Commerce.
Right. What do you think days, because when I was talking to you in the parking lot when we ran into each other, it was about, Larry, I'm about jobs, right? And, good. Because we all are. Here we are, what I think the paper said today, 12.5% unemployment, right? Which is probably closer to 20.
Yeah, that's the county, right? It's higher.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Closer to 20, right? First 60 days, right, you come up with the sidewalk thing you were talking to me about, which is a great thing. That's going to put a lot of guys to work. That
improve our neighborhood businesses.
Right. They're just, regular East Side guys, North End guys who can, make a square and pour out some concrete. It sounds simple, but those dollars turn around. You know what I mean, right?
Right, and that's about doing things.
What else you got in the back of your head there, Dayne?
Well, 60 to 90 days. I might need a couple more than 60, all right? But not too long. We're going to make the city of Flint's whole business process online.
Okay.
We need to put up a sign at City Hall that says we're open for business.
Right.
That we want new investors, we want people who want to expand, local people, people from Michigan, people from anywhere in this country. We want them to come and take a look at Flint, Michigan. We will make sure that you can get your licenses, your permits, your zoning, your building and safety inspections. All that stuff right now is disorganized. It takes who knows how long. You may have to hire a lawyer. No one has time for that in the 21st century. This has to be quick. It has to be predictable. And within those 60 to 90 days, we'll have that streamlined.
And you can make it happen.
We'll make it happen.